This is my first impressions of the Honor Magic V3, which I've been using on a daily basis for the past 2 months and will not be spec driven. That will come later in a full review. Just before I get into the meat of this video, I do want to touch on 2 quick points. The first is that this is the global edition. Now, I did not make that distinction in thumbnail or the description for the simple reason is that a lot of the features will be the same on the global and the Chinese version. Secondly, I made no apology for the length of this video because when you're going to be spending a lot of money on a flagship device like this, I think it is important that you know exactly what you're going to be getting or not getting before you shell out your hard-earned cash. If you lay this device on a flat surface, you should not get any rocking whatsoever. However, if you were to open the device and lay it flat, you will certainly get a lot of rocking. Inside the box, you do get a SIM tool ejector, a Type-C to Type-C charging cable, some paperwork including a warranty card, also a cover for the front of the device, and a cover for the rear of the device. Not just any cover, but the color matches the back of the device. And if that's not enough, you also have this section here, which you can use as a kickstand. And right at the bottom, you have the Honor name. When you open up the box, you should have 3 compartments. And in one of the compartments should be a 66-watt charger. Now, for myself, I purchased mine through a carrier in the UK and everything came in this single compartment. Now, that's not to say yours will be the same. So let's start off by looking at the design and build quality on this device. And rather than wait until the end of the video to tell you if it's good or not, I'm going to tell you right now that this device is truly amazing. You really need to see it in person to appreciate it. And again, this is a foldable device. It just looks like a regular phone. Weight-wise, just feels so light. Even with that camera bump on the back, you don't feel that it's adding any weight to the device at all. I have no idea how Honor have done it, but it's impressive. And also, this comes with wireless charging. So it has to have a coil in there for the wireless charging to effect to take place. And again, just feels really light. In the 2 months that I've had the device, notifications come through like clockwork, and that is because I have the global edition. But if you're to purchase the Chinese version, that will not be the case because Chinese phones tend to be very aggressive in terms of battery management. So your notifications may not come through for hours. In terms of the button configuration, everything's in the right place. So obviously you've got your on-off power button and the fingerprint sensor here, and then just above here, further up, you've got the volume rocker. It's just simplicity at its best. And then at the bottom, you've got speaker grill. Obviously you've got the charging port as well. And then at the top, you also have another speaker grill, meaning you have stereo speakers. In addition to that, you have an IR blaster. That is correct. And the misconception is that IR blasters are only useful for televisions. That is not the case. It does have an IPX8 rating, meaning it is not dust resistant, but water resistant. So you can have this in fresh water for up to 2.5 meters for 30 minutes. The other cool thing with this device as well, and I do love with most devices, that on the back here, it's not a fingerprint magnet at all. However, the same cannot be said on the side here because look, as you can see, it is a fingerprint magnet. But I don't think that should be a deal breaker. And if it's something that concerns you, then you can just slap the case on and shouldn't need to worry. So just put it on like that, add the case on, and look, you get protection with the case. Look at this, very flexible here, so it protects the hinges as well. So again, that's really nice. And obviously you've got this beautiful screen here, and I love the bezels. You know, they're not thick at all, pretty much sort of symmetrical all the way round. And I think if you're going to be watching content on this outer display, you're not going to have any issues at all. Honor do claim that you can perform up to 500,000 folds with this device. And the other thing to know is when you fold it like so up to a certain point, stays, and then from about here, it just lets go. Equally, when you go to close it, it's up here like so, and there, and it's a really satisfying close. Of course, this is a foldable device, so when the opportunity arises, you can open it out and enjoy this large internal display. Now let's start off with the crease. Okay, let's just move this around so you can see it. Look at that. You barely notice it, honestly. Even when you run your finger over it, very minimal, that crease. And just to put things into perspective, I just put this here for one moment, and then I bring the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 into play here. Look at that. You can see that right off the bat for sure. Look at that. Even when you run your finger over it, yeah, you'll notice the difference there. But one thing I have to say is, regardless of whatever foldable phone you have, crease or very minimal crease, you're not looking at that. You're pretty much watching your content, gaming, or so forth. So here, I'll be using this for definitely watching content, a lot of editing. I don't do any games on my devices. Sorry about that. But if you were to play games on this, this is perfect. And if I just go in here, play a bit of this so you can see this as well. Look at that. See the crease there? Very minimal. It really is. Oh, okay. So if we just turn it around like this, look at that. Whew, this is beautiful. And again, it is really light. And that's the other thing I should touch up on. And that is that when you have this opened out like this, you may think it's fragile. No, it is not. It's just a solid piece of engineering. It really is. It doesn't feel like it's going to break anytime soon. Just to emphasize how thin this Honor Magic V3 is, what I've done is pit it against a slice of bread. That is correct. And you can gauge it for yourself. And as you can see there, it is even thinner than that slice of bread, which by the way is medium sliced. If you needed any further convincing, take a look at the Honor Magic V3 unfolded again next to the slice of bread. So when you next have your slice of bread, just remember, it is thicker than the Honor Magic V3, whether it is folded or unfolded. Now there's a thought. You can use the Honor Magic Pen with the Honor Magic V3, although you do have to buy it separately. Just a quick demo how it works. So you've got these options here. Start with the bottom, handwritten. So at the top there, got levels of customization. Just tap on here, look at that. Change things like the thickness, pressure sensitivity, etc. And then just also color as well. So let's just give it a quick demo here. So look at this, really smooth. And in terms of latency, not sure what it is, but it's not going to affect you at all. And then if we just change to another color here, stick with the same pen style, and then just look at this, really smooth, no issues at all. And once you're happy, you can save or you can share. So if I just save that there, go back to where we were, And then if I just choose something else, obviously you can have open notes. And then let's go for this type notes here. And so what you can do here is anything you write. Here we go. Should. Look at that. Saves it into text form. So again, lots of room for customization. And if that's not enough, if you just tap on this option here, you can use your voice to take notes. So again, this is really cool. Then once you're happy, save all of that. Now, I do want to show you this app here, this one that says Button Mapper, and something I've yet to set up and understand. But if you set it up, look at this. You can use the Honor pen to perform more functions such as volume up, down, and other options here. So just tap on here. Look, so you've got a wide range of to take a screenshot. Look, double tap to delay and so forth. So again, that's the Honor Magic Pen on the internal display of the device. Of course, the beauty with this device is that you can also use the stylus on the outer display on this device. Again, quick demo. Just double click on here, tap on the screen, pulls up the pen options, and of course you can select which one, and then if you see in between them, just tap on them. You can choose the thickness of the line, and then once you're happy, just start writing. And again, it does feel really smooth. Oh, really nice. And then just change the colors here. Look at this. Whew. Really nice. Fantastic. And then once you're done writing, just tap on there, and then you can go on your merry way. To access your toggle section, just swipe from the right corner there. They call it the control center. And starting at the bottom there, you've got the magic ring. So basically you can connect other Honor devices to this phone and vice versa very seamlessly. I have not used that function yet. In fact, this is the only Honor device that I do have at present. And then if you just tap on here, look at this, you've got some other options there. So look, you've got Honor Share, vibration, take a screenshot, and probably one of my favorites is the screen recorder. I've only seen this, I think, on very few devices. It's certainly on Samsung devices. So this is excellent, especially for someone like myself who likes to give a lot of tutorials. That's an excellent addition. And look, you've got Do Not Disturb, you've got NFC, and the other great one is the wireless projection. That is very similar to Samsung DeX. So this is brilliant. And then obviously once you're done, just tap on there, back up, and you're back to the home screen. This is definitely an all-day phone with medium to heavy use. And in the unlikely event that you do run out of juice, you have that 66-watt charger, which will give you a quick top up in no time. And just to reiterate, I am not a gamer, because if I was, maybe the battery would drain much quicker, but nevertheless, the 66-watt charger will give me quick top up in no time. What you can do on either side of the device is, so if I just pull this out here, just stop there, you get either edge panels or sidebar. Okay, making it useful, and you can add more apps to it so you can access them at your beck and call. The other thing you can do is because of this large internal display, so what it means is that you can have split screen apps. So let's demonstrate this. Okay, and then if we just move this one to there, and then just tap on here and tap on this blue bar, and you'll get those options there. So if we select the one to the left of that blue one, watch what happens. That goes to the side, and then now we can select our second app, and just like that you have split screen apps. Yeah, you can change the ratio, so maybe you have a map on this side and you've got a list of hotels and you just want to check them, and obviously, yeah, you can choose along like that. And the other cool thing you can do as well is if you tap on the middle, as it says, vertical split, and you can save these two as a pair, essentially coming back every time and setting them up every time. Now, with some apps, you can see there is the option for horizontal split. You will get 4 years of software updates and 5 years of security patch updates. And remember, that is from when the device was released. The other thing you can do is to go into your settings menu, scroll along, select home screen and style. And here you've got a suite of options when it comes to customizing your device. So whether it's the select wallpaper, always on display, look at that, you've got fonts, icons, themes. Run through these very quickly. So obviously you've got the here, you can see select wallpaper like before. And then if we just go back again, you've got the always on display. So if I just tap on here, you can have a full or partial screen. And if I just select this one here, so here, look at that, you've got magic lock screen, you've got these options here, and then again, just play around with these, and then you can find out again which ones are free to use. And if we just go back, and then let's go for font is self-explanatory, let's go for the icons. And look at this, you can choose those there, or as it states at the bottom, select more icons, and then just go around. Yes, you've got paid, latest, I like the free ones. Again, just go around, play with these and see if you find something more suitable or to your liking. So again, wide range of customization on here, and then themes as well. So you just go along, play around with these, and then you can choose something that appeals to you. So let me just see if this one works whilst we're here. Download it. Look at that. See, we met with that again. So again, just something to take note of. I wish you didn't have to go through that and you could just use them as they are. That's a shame, but that's pretty much your options within the suite. And then here, obviously, you've got here your standby for the clock, and then you can just use it in different modes. In the 2 months I've had the device, I've had no issues with call quality and clarity. Everything is clear and sharp. And I also get regular 4G and 5G connection. Now, this will be different for everyone. Since I have the global edition, it does come with Magic OS. And I've got to be honest, I found it very easy to use. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. And I'm not sure if it's Magic OS with the Chinese version. And as you can see there, it's got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset. Very quick. I've had no issues with it. No apps crashing, nothing whatsoever. And then if I just come out of here, like I say, just so you can just have a brief look around here. So again, just really intuitive. I find it very easy. Obviously, not as advanced as the One UI on Samsung, but this is fine. If you're enjoying this video, then a subscribe to the channel below would be liberating, and it is free to do, as my analytics are showing less than 3% of you are subscribed to the channel. And a big thank you to those of you who have subscribed to the channel. In the unlikely event that you put your Honor Magic V3 in the washing machine by mistake, well, I have seen it on videos where it is clearly demonstrated that the Honor Magic V3, after a cycle of washing, was taken out of the washing machine and was working perfectly. Now, I'm not suggesting you go and do this. Now, what I want to do is, if you look in the middle of the screen there, so you've got my hand, it's picked up my hand, I've set this up in the settings. So now if I just scroll up, look at that. I can scroll up and down. That is so cool. The device comes with 5000 nits of peak brightness, meaning you can see the display quite clearly in direct sunshine. And I've also turned the brightness level up to about 90%. You can set up standby mode on this device, which will show you things like the time, date, weather, etc. And the beauty with this is that You can not only have it in this laptop or tabletop mode, but also in tent and other modes too. The cameras on this device take fantastic photos and videos, and now we'll show you some samples very shortly. So let's have a quick look through the camera app. In fact, let's just put this here so you can see the writing on the bottom carousel there. So you see you got photo, portrait, night, aperture, and if you just go back to photo, and if you just tap on here, that you've got photo profiles, you've got some options there, and then you've got choice of some filters, got an extensive range there as well. Just tap on none for now. One thing I will say is that I am breezing through this because I don't want the video to be too long, but I have made a separate and dedicated video going through more of the features in the camera section of this device. Okay, now one thing I do want to highlight is if you want to zoom in or out, okay, and if I'm okay, so what I'm going to do, just press that ever so, there you go, ever so slightly, and then you get a dial. Now this has been a recent update because it used to be a bar. So if you watch my dedicated camera video, it's a bar, but very recent update is now a dial, and personally I prefer this dial. So you look at that, it goes all the way up to obviously 100 times zoom, and obviously 3.5 optical. So just leave it on there. Okay, and you can use that for all of the other modes here. So obviously you've got video, yeah, and you can shoot video up to a maximum of 4K 60 on the rear facing cameras and 4K 30 on the front facing camera. There is no 8K option on this device, but let's be honest, who's shooting in 8K nowadays? Okay, and then obviously if you just tap on here, you got some other options within the settings menu. So again, just very quickly look, got things like that, capture smiles, automatic take photos when people smile, and then motion sensing capture, etc. So again, like I said, cover more detail on the camera review video. All right, okay, so let's move on. Let's go to the pro section, and then here, yeah, usual, change your white balance, autofocus, ISO, etc. And then if we go into the more, and as you can see, you've got slow motion, panorama, super macro, time lapse, dual view, high res, watermark, etc. And again, these other options at the top here, I did go into more details about it in the dedicated video on the camera section of this device. You also have this story here as well. And like with most others, what you can do is bring any of these down onto the bottom carousel here. And then it's just before I move on, something else I wanted to show you here as well, and that is if you just want quick access to anything at the bottom here, see this arrow, this upward pointing arrow, if you just tap on it there, look at this, so quick, look at that, so get access to these functions very quickly. And what I love about this as well is that just in portrait, look at that, in landscape as well. Yeah, I do like that. Let's now take a look at some sample photos and videos taken with the device. And remember, none of them have been doctored pre or post production. As good as the cameras are on this device, it would have been nice if it had portrait video, as it's very common amongst flagship devices. So if anyone at Honor is listening, please let's have it on the V4. The biometrics on this device is pretty quick, regardless of whether you use the fingerprint or the face unlock. So let me quickly demonstrate that. Look at that, bang, lets me in very fast with the face unlock. And let's see if we can unlock this device with the internal cameras. Look at that, bingo. Now let's say for instance I'm lying in my bed and I pick up my device in this landscape mode. Let's see if the face unlock, look at that, fast and accurate. The Honor Magic V3 is packed with features, including AI features. Far too many to go through in this video. Let's just take a look at a snapshot. One way of taking a screenshot of this device is by double tapping on the screen with your knuckle. Just like that. You also have the popular circle to search feature on this device. Once you set it up once, you don't need to keep going back and setting it up again. So just tap on there. Look at that. It is fast and accurate. The other thing you can do is with your knuckle, make sure you press down firmly on the screen. Just like that, you have the knuckle circle. And of course, just press down and you can send it to any other application within your Magic Portal. You also have the ability to customize your device further by having different transitions. And you also have some more on this side too. Also, you can take a screenshot just with your 3 fingers, like so. And just like that, it is in your favorite space. Pretty good so far, but there's more. Sending photos and videos via Nearby Share should be very simple with this device. In addition to that, you do have the Quick Share, meaning you can do exactly the same with Samsung devices easily. I do love the customization level on this device. So for example, if I press down the Google bar, I can have it removed or have it anywhere that I like on the screen. And if that's not enough, if I just tap on one of these, you can tap on that option that says shrink. Just press down on it again. I can enlarge it. And we're not done yet, because what I can do is just press down on it like so. And then on just one of these tabs here, I can just, look, have it like that. Or like this, which is really cool. Or if I want, I can move it like that. This, I have to say, is excellent. The other thing you can do is to press down on an image, drop it in the box above there, and look at that. Within seconds, it has identified the image. And not just that, it does provide some useful information such as the opening and closing times. The other thing I can do on this device, which is really good, is let's say I want this image here, press down on it, and then if I just move it over to the right, or you can move it over to the left, and that's where you have your portal. So let's say I want to send it as an email, I can just drop it in there and then find an email address to send it to, or any other application of my choice. If privacy is high on your agenda, you do have the parallel space. So what that allows you to do is to basically replicate everything that you can do in your main space, but in the parallel space, and all away from prying eyes. So again, let's just go into the parallel space, just give you a brief demo. I enter my PIN, and look at that, lets me into the parallel space. So here, got its own dedicated camera, photos, also its own dedicated Play Store. Look at that, I've not even set that up within the parallel space. And the beauty with this is that you can also bring in other files and apps which are in your main space. Again, this is really cool. And again, all away from prying eyes. And vice versa, you can also move files from this parallel space into your main space. So the beauty with this is that it's like a 2-in-1 device. So it saves you basically carrying 2 phones. So you can use maybe your main space for maybe work, and then the parallel space for your personal. Now, the only thing I've not been able to establish is within the parallel space, there is no ability to make phone calls. So do keep that in mind. But anyway, once you're done, just tap on here. Okay, to exit. Look at that. Bang, look at this. We're now back into our main space. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. My name is Sholo. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Peace.